Excellent. Oh, am I on? So, hello, my name is Brett Noyce. I'm the founder and director of Unbanked Ventures. We run a early stage fintech incubation program here in the Bay, and we're raising our first fund to make direct investments in 2020. But my friends call me Chardonnay Brett. And the reason why they call me Chardonnay Brett is usually when I do these events, I drink Chardonnay and I present these lovely companies that I love so much. I have a deep passion for early stage fintech of all things in the world and Chardonnay. But they kindly asked me to not start drinking at 10 in the morning. So I'm going to respect that today. But hopefully at the end of the day, we'll have some beverages we could share and discuss all the things that we've learned today. So with that said, I'm going to welcome up our great judging panel, have them quickly introduce themselves, and then we're going to jump into it. Does that work for everybody? And I know we're a small crowd, but let's get some excitement up here. So one thing that I always make, I know we got some distance, and maybe we should reduce that. Okay, as we bring up our judges, give one person a high five. So let's get some energy up in here. Oh, okay. On that note, Cynthia, do you want to start us off here?
Yep, so my name is Cynthia Kueppers. I head up the venture capital and acquisitions team at A3 Ventures. We look at investments across the future of mobility in the fintech space, both kind of insurtech as well as consumer-oriented fintech startups. And then we also do quite a bit in IoT. And prior to that, I had my own environmental impact venture capital firm that did a number of deals in Latin America and the US.
Good morning. My name's Simon Figures. I am from Standard Chartered Ventures, SC Ventures. We, Standard Chartered, as people may be aware, large UK bank with an emerging markets footprint. Our venture firm looks at early stage tech investments in companies who can help either accelerate our core activities and also support a series of standalone digital ventures that we have in typically emerging markets.
Hi, is this on? Hi, I'm Tom Demchak. I'm from DXC Technology. You might not be familiar with DXC Technology. It's actually the largest integrator in the world. It's about a 2-year-old company, which is the consolidation or combination of CSE, Computer Science Corporation, and HP Enterprise Services, which is the old EDS. I'm the banking and technology subject matter expert and technologist, and very much focused on taking our capital market and banking platforms and putting it in the cloud and digitalizing, especially with a lot of our fintechs. One of our key differentiators is actually our partner ecosystem, both at the corporate level and each of the vertical levels.
Hey, I'm Eric Connors. I run product management for EllieMae. EllieMae is a local company, and if you've ever gone through the loan origination process for buying a house, you probably, behind the scenes, your lender probably used our software. And as you all know, the mortgage process is pretty paper-laden, and so our mission is really to get rid of that paper and automate that process and really turn that into a digital experience.
And I'm Kevin Landel with Patelco Credit Union, based here in the Tri-Valley area in Pleasanton. We are the 10th largest credit union in California, and $7 billion in assets, which makes us a small financial institution, but a large credit union. I run the innovation and payment strategy side at Patelco. We work with various fintechs and innovation centers throughout the credit union space across the nation, and we try to support innovators and entrepreneurs and partner where we can with fintechs. So we're looking forward to seeing what's coming up on stage.
Excellent. Quick round of applause for our judges. So our format for this will be 5 minutes with 1 to 2 minutes of Q&A, so we'll have to be concise with our great panel here. But I'd like to welcome up Rebecca with Live Objects, who, and on top of having a great technology, also has the coolest shoes in the entire place.
Can you hear me? Good morning. Again, my name is Becca Gyung, and I lead Finance Product Solutions at LiveObjects. Thank you for letting us speak today. Our company vision and hypothesis is as follows. LiveObjects is a self-optimized and closed-loop business process solution. We start with the reality that implemented business processes in applications are rigid. As businesses change, gaps between what is happening in reality, in actual processes versus what is intended becomes wider. These gaps manifest themselves in ad hoc processes, in some cases process variations from what is intended. As you know, these ad hoc processes lead to difficult to track KPIs and moreover, poor business outcomes. The traditional approach to solving this is a services approach. This typically entails workshops and process interviews with your SMEs along with a wall full of Post-its. We've all been there. Because of the pace of change in business processes, adjustments need to keep pace with this rapid change too. Old ways and approaches do not work anymore for today's ever-changing business environment. LiveObjects is built from the ground up as an AI-first product. It takes a digital approach for continuous process improvement for today's business. LiveObjects is a platform that takes event logs and any digital exhaust on ad hoc processes such as emails, chats, spreadsheets, and loan applications in the case of fintech, and create an as-is process blueprint and maps KPIs to these processes in order to identify bottlenecks and other areas of inefficiencies. This is what we call process discovery, and that's our phase 1. For phase 2, the recommend phase, LiveObjects generates a set of recommendations for optimization. Optimizations can come in one of 3 ways. 1, areas where things are very manual in nature and ripe for automation. 2, the elimination of redundant process steps. For example, multiple levels of approval where nothing materially changes in those approval levels. And 3, any type of net new processes. For phase 3, which we call the transform phase, LiveObjects can actually automate those changes and recommendations for optimizations back to your ERPs or legacy systems, and we're able to do this on a continuous basis and not just one time. How do we do this? Well, we work alongside leading RPA companies to help with orchestrating RPA bots or by writing rules back into the application systems themselves or through any type of BPMN models. This enables LiveObjects to keep track of processes as they adapt. The entire approach is truly a data-driven, continuous improvement with AI as its core. To support our framework shown below of discover, recommend, and transform, we have the following 5 solution areas. 2 of these solution areas are horizontals, automation and application migration. And we also have 3 functional areas that we cover, quote to cash, which also covers loan origination, if you see that as quote to cash, procure to pay, and the reflection of these processes in finance, which include accounts receivable and accounts payable, as well as risk and controls. In terms of automation horizontal, before an RPA occurs, LiveObjects is able to quickly ID process steps that have the biggest impact to the business. After RPAs are implemented, we're able to monitor the processes, which include the RPA bots themselves, to see if there are any new bottlenecks, and in some cases, any consequences of RPA activity. Because RPA is a rule-based, in other words, if then that type of program, if something comes up and an RPA doesn't know how to handle it, and exceptions are thrown up, then the process could be halted. This may be misaligned with the original intention of a touchless process. In terms of application migration, we work with enterprise companies looking to move from legacy or on-prem applications into the cloud. This involves understanding and then streamlining processes, existing processes, to the eventual cloud migration of those processes. Because of our rapid approach, these desperate as-is processes can be visualized quickly to assist with teams for gap analysis. Thank you.
I'm aware of a lot of companies that do process automation. What would you define as your key differentiator to some of your competitors?
Well, we have, is it okay if we show the slides again or no? Okay. So this is kind of when I ran out of time. So in terms of the competitive landscape, back in 2000, we started with the business process management tools, and then, as you know, we have RPA now, which is in a fairly mature stage. About 5 years ago, we had process mining with the Salonis Disco and QPR space. What we're doing is, for process mining, we're able to we're mining structured data, which is what is captured within your ERPs, SAP, Oracle, Salesforce, and so forth. But our value prop is actually we look at unstructured data too, which is really around, PDF applications, emails, chat logs, bot logs, and so forth, and try to marry those two together to be able to create a really robust process map so that then you can actually know what's happening end to end. Because a lot of stuff is happening implicitly.
Got a quick one?
You had mentioned that you're not services based, but I have to think that there's some amount of implementation service. Can you just talk a little bit about what your typical implementation looks like?
Sure, we have a couple go-to-market strategies, and of course, advisory is one of our big ones. We actually are working with GTIT right now to do some implementations in the federal space, and we're also in talks with some of the big four to also do implementation with them too. But they are really the domain experts, and we come with kind of an aspect services sort of approach.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to welcome up Brian Ma from Finovant.
Thank you.
Guys, claps are free. Come on, let's give them out. There we go. Go.